Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out.
Alright, this is definitely what it pays to have an extra backup motor. Last time I told you I needed knock sensors. I actually have the sensors, I just didn't have the harness. So I have this extra 5.3. I went ahead and stole the knock sensor harness off of. It's just an old Avalanche 5.3 motor. I picked it up cheap. I'm gonna spray nitrous on it anyway, so I did it with nothing too expensive. But to get it off, obviously, I had to take the whole intake off. I was gonna show y'all that, but that's a lot of bullshit. More all the wires in the way. I just more unbolted the intake bolts and just kind of fell out the way. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna mess with the Mustang and I'll put the knock sensor harness on. Alright, I got the intake all unbolted. It's just literally 8mm bolts. But hopefully it's loose. I don't know if I can film this at the same time. But I'm gonna hook up the harness, obviously. Maybe the car I can run better. Alright, intake's on. I'm gonna head and torque everything. More or less now, I just need to try to make some kind of exhaust and I'll go from there. I ain't got no O2 sensors neither, so I gotta buy them, buy the little O2 sensor ports you can weld them in. So, it'll be done pretty soon. Give me a couple days and I'll be there. I believe I'm just going with like a 90 down and a 90 out. More like just a 90 and a 1 foot down and 1 foot over. So, shouldn't be too difficult to do. Still don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'll get there. Alright, sorry if I get too far. Been trying to figure out my header. I just kind of took my Chevy gas and I got the leaf from Summit on them places. A little 90-degree elbow that we got from AutoZone and a straight piece from AutoZone. It's literally just like an $8 or $9 piece from the parts store and like a $10 piece from the parts store. Just a little tailpipe extension. Basically, you'd use this to fix like your pickup and your exhaust fall off. I'm using it for a side exit header, so whatever works is cheap. Let me go back, make sure it fits before I finish welding it out, and I'll be right back. Alright, I went down back to my house, double checked it. Came back, welded it. Does not look pretty. I'm not a welder by no means. And it is very windy today, but it'll hold. I'm gonna grind it down real flat anyway, you'll never even know. I'm gonna heat wrap it so I don't burn anything. But for like a $20 piece I made, it came out very well. Alright. I went ahead and took the flapper dust, grind it down a little bit. It still don't look great, but it's way better. I don't care. For today, it'll work. I gotta pull it back out anyway and put O2 sensor holes in it. Basically, I gotta just bolt it up to the flange again, put the nuts on, just some 15mm nuts I got, and should be good. Definitely not bad. But I didn't cut nothing, I just welded my flange right to a 90 to a straight piece. But, like I said, I just used the old truck manifolds. I didn't have the bottom part anyway, so for today, it'll work. I'm obviously gonna cut the end off, but it takes out a little farther than I want, but it'll definitely work. It'll definitely keep it from melting. So, now let's worry about this side. This side does not fit the same. It's weird. I'm not sure if it sits funny. I'm not sure. I guess I'll take you along and see what I got. It's like another hour. I figured this out. I only had a monitor to like cut it and just add a piece. It didn't come out straight neither. It's very windy and I don't know. Every time I go to weld it, it's dead outside. As soon as it's gonna hit the trigger, 20-mile-an-hour wind. Like, oh. But for today, it'll work. I gotta add the O2s anyway, so I'll make it a little prettier later. I'm gonna turbo the car anyway, so let me clean it up, get it on the car. I'll be right back. Alright, other side done. I do gotta trim it a little teeny bit. I guess when I put it up here, the bumper is up a little teeny bit more. Whatever. It's not pretty, but like I said, just for some stuff from AutoZone, it'll definitely work. You can go spend $500 on some headers. Those cost like $39.95. So that side is a little different, but it had to clear my transmission lines going to my radiator, so or not them, the steering line, yeah, steering rack lines. But either way, they get the exhaust away from anything dangerous. Like before, it was blowing exhaust down on my steering rack. Over here, it was blowing next to my old fuel line. So for today, it'll definitely work. Not the best I could do, but for today, it's definitely pretty good. Alright, I came up with a simple solution. I was gonna cut my bumper, but I took the hammer and just gave her a few taps. If it's good now, so simple ideas versus painful ideas. So that was definitely easier than cutting my bumper and making a mess. So now if you wonder why I left it long, I'm more than likely gonna do an upturn or cut them on angles or something. More than likely I'm gonna cut it like back here or like cut it here and like 45 it up. I'm not real sure. I'm gonna think on it. I don't have enough pieces of pipe to use anyway, so this side's a little closer. It's not as far out. It don't look real crazy, but same idea. It's kind of far enough from the tire, but I kind of want it at a point where it'll blow the exhaust away from anything. I guess once I figure it out, I'll let you know. It's way farther. That point a lot better. It definitely needs a tune, or I got blowed a little bit, but I'll take running over sitting there and messing with it for years. Alright, put my hood back on. That one looks a lot better. I want to cut them a little bit. I mean, they still got a little bit. I don't want to burn my tire, but I'll figure something out later. Just for now. Alright. Probably gonna end the video here, guys. Have a good day. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Have a good day. Alright. If you're doing your LS swap, you're trying to delete your AC and power steering, that's the actual number you need. I believe it says a 53 or sorry, I think it's 73 or 76 inch. It was like 20 bucks. But obviously, in the stock locations, it's kind of bright outside, but all fits. So if you needed a cheap option for 20 bucks, delete the AC, power steering, works out. Here, that's the door on. I still need the radiator at the bottom. I can let it run. I'll let it charge. At least it all works. Nothing's leaking. So, just need a drive shaft, a couple more things, and ready to go. Alright, before I forget. Y'all wonder about the ghost. I'm more adding like a piece like this. More kind of an upshoot. I think it's easier to myself. Obviously, I'm not leaning it this long, but more something on that nature. Like maybe tucked back farther, but something to keep it away from the tire, yet it won't like look crazy or be out in the way. Also, it's intercooler pipe, so I can't weld this, but something of that nature. Maybe back here, kind of upturned so when I hit the nitrous, it'll shoot some big flames. Well, it should be good for now.